Hey folks, welcome back. So if you've been watching these videos at all, you know that I truly don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a college professor trying to use these tools to create more engaging online material. However, just because I don't know what I'm doing doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. So I do a lot of experimentation, and today I thought I would share with you one of my experiments. Now, in addition to video, I also like to do podcasts, or at least I want to do podcasts. But you know what? I've been afraid, I've been nervous. I've done a few episodes, but they've been garbage, right? Because I don't yet know what I'm doing. So, what I'm going to do today is kind of do a commentary on an experiment I did so that not only can I learn from this experiment, but maybe you can as well. All right, so let's jump into it. I'm going to come on over here and let's go ahead and play some footage that I went ahead and recorded earlier. Hey there, welcome to Lunch and Learn with Lon. Today I want to talk about experimenting fearlessly. You see, here's the thing. I'm not quite sure how to do a podcast. Okay, so right away, I'm talking about experimenting fearlessly. I mean, this should be an exciting, interesting, compelling, provocative idea. And yet here I am saying, "Hello, today I'm talking about experimenting fearlessly." All right, so what's the problem? What am I doing? Well, of course, I'm not expressing myself. All right, why wasn't I expressing myself? Because I'm trying a new microphone and I didn't want to blow it out. I didn't know how to set the gain quite right. And so I was actually trying to create a monotone voice. I wasn't doing that consciously. It's in looking at this content afterwards, looking at the experiment, that I realized, oh, I was trying too hard to regulate and modulate my voice. And so I'm boring as all get out. Okay, that's the first thing I noticed. Let's keep going. And so I've been doing some experimentation. I've been trying this, that, and the other. And frankly, I have not felt like I've really dialed anything in at all. And so I've been a little bit, well, paralyzed. Okay, so once again, the listener is going to be asleep. So I get that. I need to fix that up. Also, another point, I'm not using a script. I'm just kind of talking. Now, I'm okay at this. I've been teaching long enough that I can pretty much rattle things off the top of my head and at least sound somewhat like I know what I'm talking about. However, there's a difference between knowing somewhat what you're talking about and really knowing what you're talking about. All right, well now why haven't I scripted this out? I don't want scripting to be a gate. As well, no, you don't know. In another channel, go to Lon Schiffbauer, my channel, Lon Schiffbauer on YouTube. I talk about the goals I'm setting for this year, and my goal is to publish a video every day. Well, if I'm publishing a video every day, I can't script everything out. Nevertheless, you can really notice here that I'm not scripted. And so I should have some bullet points. I should really make sure that I at least bullet point out what I'm trying to say. All right, so next thing, I'm going to come on over here. There we go. Let's check this out. My experiment today is I'm wearing the headphones while recording this podcast. Another experiment is I'm using two cameras. Now, yes, if you are listening, which is probably the best way to... Okay, so I'm using two cameras, and I noticed right away that, well, gosh, I thought I had this camera set to focus on the face. I really did, but you see, it's not focusing on the face, it's focusing on the microphone. So I need to figure that out. It's a good thing that this is just an experiment. Couple other things as well. I have the microphone over to the side. I had learned from a previous video that I watched, not one that I made, that if you have the microphone right in front of you, you're going to get more pops and sibilants, that's the word, sibilants and so forth. Whereas if you put it over to the slide somewhat. If you put it over to the side somewhat, those decrease. I actually think that worked. As I listen to the audio of this recording, I'm not getting a lot of those. Oh, I hate those. Oh, I hate those so much. And I apologize for doing it to you. They're awful. I didn't get as much of that because it was over to the side. So that is one sort of afterwit from this, one learning that I'm glad I picked up. Okay. So also, one last thing said, you need to hear your own voice through the microphone. I'm, for the first time, using headsets, right? I'm using a headset. I don't normally use a headset. I'm not using a headset right now. I'm not using a headset right now. But podcasters often use a headset. Well, I've got to experiment with this more because here's the thing. Yes, I could hear my own voice, and that's the idea. You want to hear your voice coming through the microphone so that you can really see how it sounds or hear how it sounds. Problem is, that made me hyper aware of my voice. And I think that's part of the problem in terms of it being so monotone and dry. You know, maybe, and here's a learning I'm having in real time with you right now, maybe it's one of these things of something you get used to. So, for example, right now I'm talking to the camera, and I'm pretty darn comfortable talking in front of a camera. And I even have a video on this on how to become comfortable talking in front of a camera. Well, maybe I need to practice. I need to become comfortable talking in front of a microphone while listening to this. So I'm going to go ahead and do some experimentation there. So yeah, there you go. Just a little bit of experimentation for the podcast, for video and so forth. Why am I sharing this? I don't know. Maybe you can learn along with me as I try to develop my own technical skills. So if you learned anything, let me know in the comments below. If you have guidance and advice for me, please, in the comments below, tell me what I should do. Tell me what you've learned. Share with me what works best for you. All right? Hey, thanks a lot for joining me on this teeny tiny little ride, and we'll talk again soon.